G'day everybody, how we doing? Welcome back to my Let's Play of World of Warcraft Classic. It's good to see you all again. So, we're pretty much just continuing on. You guys all know what we're up to. We're just going to carry straight on into the fray. Excuse me while I have my cup of tea. Cool, so in our first episode, we've got to level 4, doing these quests as a hunter. I'm a Night Elf hunter. Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving being back in the original world I joined up into so long ago. Back when World of Warcraft, back before Burning Crusade rather, was a thing. So it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying my time so far. So let's just head straight back into it. So when we hit level 4, we got a few new abilities. What do we get? We got Aspect of the Monkey, which increases my chance to dodge by 8%. And we got Serpent Sting, which is a damage over time effect, causing 20 damage over 15 seconds. So that's pretty cool as well. So we now finally have a ability that is using our bow. So we're not just using our just auto shoot. So that's pretty cool. Quite happy with that. So now we are heading towards, where are we? We're now heading towards, I don't even know what you'd call it. We're now heading towards the Shadow Thread Cave. There we go. And once we get over here, we should find a fellow. And we should find some spiders. And we're taking their sacks, it seems. So with this game, unlike... I can't remember if it's actually a thing. It may not be a thing anymore. But in this game, being World of Warcraft original, you have skills. So... you actually, as you level up, you increase your ability and skills. So for example, if you've not touched unarmed, as in if you've not punched anybody whilst being unarmed, and you've hit, I don't know, say level 60, and you have a proficiency of 1 out of whatever the maximum is, you're in no way, shape or form going to be able to hit anyone near your own level. So as you use these items, as you use weapons, as you use equipment, they actually increase your skill level. It's just another thing. What else? Armor proficiencies. So we start off being able to wear cloth and leather. When we get to level, I want to say level 30, it may be level 40, we'll actually unlock mail. So we'll have a bit more defense when it comes to our armor rating. Which is nice. Which is very nice. What I really want to do is get rid of this dagger. Because I can use... I can't use anything else. So I'll be able to train in some weapon skills eventually. So I'll be able to use... I think you can use axes, pole arms, staves if you really wanted to. And I don't know about swords. So that'll be interesting when we can get to do that. Hello, good friend, how are you? Speak to the chick who gave us the quest. Okay. So a lady sent us to find this kind gentleman, which we have done. And now we're going to report back to her with his location. But while we're here, we might just pick off a few more of these spidery specimens. So this is the damage over time effect you can see up here. So it's causing 4 damage every 3 seconds as it just ticks away at their health. As you can probably tell, this may definitely change as we start fighting things that are more powerful. Because at the moment it's really not a drama at all. But we're not really burning through our mana. we're really only using it for a few different abilities. But I do remember, this is going back a number of years, that I'm pretty sure we can burn through our mana if we really choose to. But other than that, we can pretty much level, especially once we get our pet, at quite a high speed, which is going to be awesome. Progression is certainly a lot slower than the current, I guess we call it retail version of World of Warcraft. You know, you've got all those speed boosts and experience increases, and you got heirloom gear, if that's still a thing in the game, and that will, you know, increase your overall experience gain. Recruit a friend, I think, increases it even more, so you've got hundreds of percentage increase over what you have in the classic version, or over in what we had back in the day when this was the original. I can't get over the bow animation. I love it. I absolutely love it. So there's all sorts of pets we can get as a hunter. I mean, we can even get a spider if we really felt like it. Which we probably won't. I'm not a fan of spiders. You can get wolves. What else? There's all sorts. And there's something that's really more prolific in this game that was not a thing back in the current version of World of Warcraft, and that's the fact that there's these rare animals that you can find, and there was entire guides, videos, and websites dedicated to hunting down rare animals for hunters to tame. Aside from their added bonus, they'd always have they'd usually have some sort of rare loot, given that they're a rare monster, a rare spawn, so they'd have a silver portrait around their name. So there'd always be competition between the hunters who are finding them to be able to tame them and have them as their pet, and the people who actually wanted them for their loot. Okay, this fella wants me to go into Shadowrun Cave and search for an egg in the nest. Can do, good sir, can do. And we've got a new dagger, which is really not that great of an upgrade, but it'll do for us now. We have some new boots, so we'll go hand in this quest over here, and then we will sell our things. So I don't know if you guys have seen any of my previous videos, but I'm from New Zealand. Don't know if you can tell from my accent at all. So I'm playing on the Oceania servers, which when I used to play, or even in the other games, I used to play on the American servers, and my latency would be something like 200 to 400 ms. So I'd usually yellow to red down here. But actually playing on the Oceanic servers, it's quite good. I can get away with 50 at the moment, and that's actually quite incredible, you know, compared to what I've actually been used to.
Feel free to browse.
A bow. See, I'm a bit iffy on spending money because we don't have much at all. We're going to need it for our spells and abilities, so I'm just going to hold off on buying that bow for now. I probably won't buy it at all, and I'll just wait out. Yeah, definitely. We'll just wait out on that one. So, what are we going to do? We're going to head back to... We'll head back over to that cave, clear it out, and get the egg that we're after. But we'll also grab all of these on the way. We need seven mushrooms, 4 moon petal lilies, and 1 webwood ichor. In case you you guys have probably noticed this fairly quickly, but I'm very terrible with pronunciation of various things. A lot of these crazy names as well. Absolutely crazy. Oh, these fellas, Grelkins, apparently hold mushrooms. Okay. We'll just take one down and we'll see what happens. But these things are still very tough to kill. Even though I am the same level as them. Something I'll never forget, and if you're listening, is just the music that's going on in the background right now. It's just, there's something about it, It's just, all of the music in this game that I've come across, I've heard, it's just so beautifully written. It just sounds so nice. Especially in this area, in this nice, peaceful, tranquil forest. It's awesome. I really am a fan of it. Let me know, guys, if the sound is not loud enough, too loud, if you can't hear my voice, if you can't hear the music, if you don't want to hear my voice, etc. etc. Let me know so I can make an adjustment. Because as the wise man said, if you don't know, then you don't know. What wise man said that? I wouldn't have a clue. I potentially, very, very potentially just made that up on the spot. But that is neither hay nor day. There's supposed to be some lilies around here. What am I looking for? Ah, there they are, moon petal lilies. Four of these bad boys. Now if we look at this, what is that telling us? Essentially they're just all around these lake areas. That's cool. There's very few games these days that I'll actually listen to the music. I've usually got it turned off. And that might even become the, the fact with this game as well. But I really do love having the music playing. It's soothing, it fits with the scene. I believe, although I could be mistaken, potentially even if it doesn't with this version of World of Warcraft, you go to different places and it sounds, there's music for different places. You've got you go to what am I trying to say? You go to Ironforge, it has a soundtrack. You go to Stormwind, it's got another soundtrack. You go to Darnassus, it's got, I think, this soundtrack maybe? But each place you go, it's got its own unique sound, unique atmosphere. It's probably the best way to put it. Alright, let's head into the cave. It's been so like literally 10 plus years since I've played. I can't remember at what level you get to go on the quest to actually get your first pet. But I am looking forward to it. Because that's really what makes the hunter, is having that pet. Huh. This is the other thing that's missing, or that's no longer in World of Warcraft, I think, is the keyring. So you actually have to find keys for certain things, and they'll go in your keyring. And then if they're not one-time use, then you'll essentially always have them, to be used at a later stage. Okay, I've got the webwood egg. Now we just need to carry on in here, and we should be able to pick up the nope, we don't even have to go in, okay. We do. What is my quest tracker telling me? Yes, we do. We need to go in to get the egg. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? What crazy nonsense am I on? I don't know. I don't have a clue. It's going to be good once I get the ability to use an axe, or a two-handed axe. I think it costs quite a fair bit to train. But it'll really help with my, for example, Raptor Strike. Because it's based on the damage that your weapon does. And using a single-handed dagger really does not help. And I think the fact that daggers are so slow, two-handed axes are so slow and powerful that it really does help the Raptor Strike to hit harder. That is one thing you have to get used to, is as soon as they cross that line, even if you're literally about to let go of a shot, it will cancel, and then you'll have that second or two of absolutely nothing. So once I get back into the hang of it, certainly got to learn to jump. And you get abilities that will actually let you fire off your arrows straight away. So you've got Arcane Shot, which is, you press it and you instantly let go of a magic imbued shot. Things like that. They help break up that dead zone that you have with the bow. So we leveled up, which means we look at our skills. All our skill max has increased by 5. Which is, so when we eventually do train axes, if and when, it's going to be, what is that? Only one sting per hunter can be active on any one target. Okay, so does that mean if he's got it and he's got it? Oh no, they can both have it. Okay, that just completely confused me there for a second for some reason. I thought it meant that you could only have that active on one target at a time. I'm clearly wrong. That's fine. Yeah. So whenever we pick up the axe skill, we're going to have to then, attack with the axe to actually increase our skill with it, because we'll probably be starting off not able to hit anything. Oh, let's give this guy a hi. Hi. That's good. We can work our way through this. It'll hurry things up a little bit. I don't really want to, group up with them at the moment. It's probably faster for us both if we just push on through. My inventory is getting full. Really need a new bag. There's no reason not to help this fella out. Not stealing his kills, just chucking a nice serpent sting on there to help it wear down the enemy for him. Clearly he's not doing the same for me, which is fine. We'll leave him to it. Oh, he doesn't realise that I helped him. Most people in this game generally are helpful, and will help each other. Especially, there's really no negative to me chucking this poison on the enemy. It doesn't steal the kill, it doesn't do anything negative at all really. It just uses up my mana. Inventory is full. It's fine. You can get these nice crafted arrows and weapons and ammo arrows and bullets, and they're basically, they've got bonuses. So this adds 1.5 damage per second. 3, 6, 2. Okay. And that increases your total damage output, or it makes it so you can shoot a little bit faster, etc., etc. We're just going to run out of here and ignore all these fellas. We'll just shoot them because we can. A nice little cheeky shot as we carry on through. Not really a huge deal. It's always a fan of that. Always a fan of when he does the full on flip, especially if he shoots at the same time. I think it looks quite awesome. Okie dokie. Let's hand in these quests, and hopefully soon we'll be able to go for our pet. I don't know if I do. I'll take the woodland tunic. And he's sending me to someone else for a good old chin wag. What's this? Got no space for anything really. But when I hand in these quests, it should free up my inventory quite a bit. This is awesome. I'm really happy that I'm getting the opportunity, because I remember I stopped. I can't remember when it was. It might have been Wrath of the Lich King. Maybe when all these... it might have been the end of Burning Crusade. Or the start of Lich King.
Hello.
I think I went straight into Lich King. Oh, bring that fellow, we found an antidote. Okay.
Farewell.
I'm pretty sure it was at the start of the Lich King when that came out. I enjoyed it. I remember creating a Death Knight. It was fun. But things were starting to get, they were getting easier, I guess. But not... you see, I say that, but...
I am listening.
Not necessarily easier. It was more they were getting more... I almost want to say dumbed down. Or dulled down from where they were. In vanilla World of Warcraft, which is what Classic is. And then Burning Crusade came out, and that was awesome. I think at the time Burning Crusade came out, I was about level 48 to level 50. I was roughly 10 levels away. I think you could enter Outland and go through the Dark Portal at level 58 onwards. But I was roughly level 48 to 52, somewhere around there, when Burning Crusade came out. So I definitely wasn't straight in there. But that was awesome. Absolutely loved it. It added so much to the game. Such a huge amount. We would go from bugger all money to I don't know, it's tricky. I never really experienced the in-game per se of World of Warcraft, vanilla, the original. Hello. You hoped I'd be prompt in answering your summons. Oh yeah. Tyrannan Stormgrip, eh? Fill the crystal phial and bring it back to Tyrannan Stormgrip atop Eldrassil. Okie dokie. We can do. But I used to have so much fun in this game. We had a guild, which was only a handful of us. I think there was maybe eight in total. and we'd play. It was good. You know, there'd be 8 of us in total or something like that. And we'd always be jumping on, running through these missions or what have you. And something I actually loved was exploring out of the map, or out of the map that you're supposed to be able to actually get to. Because there used to be all these, and I think these were the days before YouTube even. You know, there'd be guides, there'd be websites dedicated to World of Warcraft, and things like exploration, pets, as I said before, just all these things, all these resources. And something I really got into was doing the whole exploration, you know, not out of the map, because there wasn't really out of the map. The map was designed, but I guess going for where the developers did not 100% intend for the player to go. I never found any myself, of course, because, you know, they're just, like, literally some of them are just jumping in a certain spot for, you know, tens of minutes just trying to hit that jump right, and that will let you go up a cliff. One I really, I'll take your pants, which are really, really bad, thank you. One that I really remember, and you can probably YouTube it and see all videos of people doing it now, or doing it back then, was the Ironforge Airport. And it got to the point where I was taking people. You know, I was showing people how to actually get there. And it was awesome. I mean, the people were my guild mates, but just doing it was something extra, because this game is very, you need to do a lot of extra things. There wasn't all these events and I guess just general extras that I will admit are really, really good in the current retail version of World of Warcraft. This game, as in vanilla, or well, classic, as it's now called, it just didn't have all those things. So you'd have the Darkmoon Fair, I think, is in this patch, how it stands at the moment, which is it's essentially a circus, or a carnival that comes around every once in a while to different towns, and you'd have all the events you could do there. You'd have, you know, I want to say there's no daily quests, but as I say, I never made it to level 60 before the next expansion came out, so I can't confirm that one. But I never really remember there being daily quests. I believe grinding, you know, getting gold was pretty much just grinding your gathering skills, grinding bosses, doing all that sort of thing. Not actually doing replayable missions each day. Doing your battlegrounds, getting your, you know, once you got to that top level, you could join in with battlegrounds. You could farm the marks that you'd receive from there. Doing that, you'd be able to get, you know, points that you could, tokens rather, that you could use to actually purchase PvP specific gear. And you'll see it throughout this, throughout this, I guess. Throughout me playing this, you'll see me queue up. So you've actually got to go to a War Master, and you sign up to the battleground through him. There's no quick clicky button just to join into a PvP battleground, which is a change. I'm not saying it's a good change, I'm not saying it's a bad change, I'm just saying that that's how it was in this version versus that's how it is in the current retail version of World of Warcraft. Alrighty. Okay, let's go. So, actually, we're finished. we're finished in Shadowglen. We've finished all the quests here. So now we're going to head out to the next area. Would have been nice to actually hit it at level 6. Then I could have got the training. I'm only 550, 6 experience off. But nah, it's not worth it. I'm going to carry on. I'm not just going to grind mobs until I leave the area. Something you might even hear me say is grind mobs. All that literally means is like killing these guys just to get the loot or the experience or whatever it is the purpose of whatever I'm doing is. So when I had a hunter, or I just still do have the hunter, but I'm going to always talk about my experiences in World of Warcraft as like a past. So I've had the owls, I've had tens of pets, which is a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's definitely a lot. And in having those tens of pets, I found which ones I liked, for which situations, etc, etc. So I used to have this bear. So there's this place in... where is it? Winter... I want to say Winter Frost, Frost Winter, something like that. Can't remember the name. It's about a level 50 zone. And the way it worked was throughout the zone, because it was a snowy one, you had the polar bears, or you had the white bears, and yeah, they were all cool. But prior to getting to that level 50 zone, and there were snow leopards there as well, but prior to getting to that area, there was no other real chance of getting a white bear, except for this rare bear. And he spawned somewhere, which I can't remember. And I think I went after him when I was about 10 levels higher than him, so I had to train him up to my level, I believe. And what actually happened with that was, in finding this rare bear, I was able to have a white bear many, 20 odd levels prior to anyone else who was getting the snow bear, whatever you call them, polar bear. No, they're not, they're just white bears, they're not polar bears. But that opened up that opportunity, and that was a rare experience. That was something that I, as a player, was able to claim as my own. Because you'll see it, taming can be tricky. You have to, essentially, if I was taming this creature right now, he's still attacking me the whole time. They don't stop attacking you just because you're trying to tame them. So it made it tricky. It made it semi-tactical. It wasn't just a, walk up to them high, failed or succeeded. If you're going after certain creatures who you knew would destroy you, you might have to chuck down a frost trap to disable them first. There's all sorts. There's all these little games, things you could do that made each class just that little bit more fun. I guess it's similar to pet battles now, but everyone can do it. You'd have your class-specific quests, so you'll see them. There'll be quests that you might be playing along as well, and you might wonder, why haven't you come across, X quest? And that'll be because you're not playing as a hunter, or any reason like that. I am getting royally beaten up right here. We're going to go for a bit of a run away. Because I am on very low health and I'm about to die, actually. Yep. Dang it. Alright. How far away from my body are we? So if you revive using the spirit healer, you'll essentially gain like 10 minutes of being useless essentially. It'll break a bunch of your equipment. It just, if you can help it, it's not worth it. For 10 minutes, I think it's 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, your stats are all reduced. It's just not a good time. It's an absolute not good time. Right, where was that Albie Slade over here? Nope, not over here. Huh. That light is giving off an ambient noise. Crazy. I have actually never noticed that. I don't know if that's new to this game or what, but that is really cool. Here's my owl. Okay, one more owl. Let's keep on the lookout for one more owl. Oh. And we need these fangs as well. Alrighty. So it'd be so much easier if I was a little bit higher level. Maybe had a better melee weapon. Or had a pet. Any one of those three. Or any two. Or three of those three would really be helping me out right now. But I don't have any of them. So that is alright. We'll make do with what we got. Hey. Leveled up. Awesome. Oop. Get out of there. Cool. So now we can actually go and get our skills, which will increase our ability to destroy the enemy. But first we'll get this quest completed. It's annoying me. I've never ever been a fan of these quests where you gotta go and kill, you know, half the population of a species, because these things just don't drop what you want. The worst one I can think of is over in the human lands near Stormwind. There's a place called Westfall. In the current climate and the retail version of the game, I don't actually know what to call it. In Legion and whatever the current expansion is, Legions of Draenor, Legion, whatever it is, you've got a massive tornado or something ripping through the place. But when you first get there, there's these quests, and they have you killing these. What would you call them? Almost automated scarecrows. And you got to be killing them for all these things, you know, all these materials to do with beer making, because they guard hop producing fields. And whilst you're going about all of that business, just finding the damn things, it's just so hard. You will literally go through an entire assembly line of these machines, and you won't find what you're looking for. There's another quest there where you need livers and you need hearts from all these different animals. Livers, hearts, gizzards, an entire stew worth of all these dead animal parts. And the things just don't drop. So it's almost like you're wiping out half the entire population of animals And it's just crazy. To put it plain and simple, it is just absolutely crazy. The amount of creatures you wipe out trying to find one bloomin' tusk. I have actually noticed, thinking about it now, I have noticed that it's actually a semi-reoccurring theme in a lot of the human land quests. Is that, go and gather a whole bunch of something from a whole different, bunch of enemies with an incredibly low drop rate. Oh, and all these creatures are skinnable. Oh, I should be getting their skins. I'll finish off this quest. No, I won't. I'll kill this thing, and then we'll see. I might go pick up the professions that I want. Being a herbalism and skinning, I'm going to say. Mining's a good one for making money, and I'd really want to go with mining and herbalism. In fact, I do want to go with mining and herbalism. The only problem is, if I recall correctly, there's very little here, meaning in the Elflands, in the way of actually being able to mine ore, which could set me back a little bit.
Don't touch me!
But there is a whole bunch of leathers. There's a lot of animals in this area. It's going to be a tricky choice. I'd almost be preferred, want to go to the human lands and start questing there. But it's such a long way. Oh, excuse me. Isn't... Where are we? We're here. We're here. We have to get to... here. We have to take a boat from here across to the Eastern Kingdoms. And you come in up here at the wetlands. From the wetlands, you've got to run all the way down to Ironforge. You'd pick up your flight point there, and then you have to take your flight on the Griffin down to Stormwind. That is long. That can take over an hour if you don't get lucky with boats coming in on time. That could be an hour. So that's crazy. It really is crazy. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pick up all these missions, all these quests. Collect 3 falcons, sure. Seek out Garolus, Tavern Threne, and Starberry's village. Okay, we can do that. We are going to go to you, and you are going to buy all our stuff. Cool.
Good luck, friend.
First aid trainer, we're going to pick up first aid for an entire silver. Yep, that's fine.
Be careful.
Not a huge benefit to us at the moment because only humanoids actually drop cloth. That's good to know that we've got it picked up, ready for when we need it. So we're not coming back later. I'm hoping at the top of this tree we've actually got a hunting trainer or a hunter trainer. We do not.
Peace be with you.
The Emerald Dreamcatcher. Bring the Emerald Dreamcatcher to this fella. Okay. Twisted Hatred. Kill Lord Malinus and bring his head to this fella. Okay. It's quite brutal. The other thing that this game doesn't have is profession. You used to, in the current version of World of Warcraft, you can click on a little button up here and it'll guide you to where things are. But on this version, you need to talk to a guard and you need to ask for things. So I would like to see the class trainer for the hunter. And then it'll pop it up on your little mini map.
Be careful.
Or I would like to see the proficient trainer for herbalism. It's over there.
Del
And the
Lago.
proficient trainer for... There's no mining trainer here, okay. So we will go for skinning. And to do that we have to go to Darnassus, which is the capital city. Which might be worth going to actually.
Good luck, friend.
So we will sort out our business. Yep.
Greetings.
Doing our delivery. Yes, we did deliver the things to you. Outstanding. And someone else over here.
I am honored.
Fill the jade file and bring it back to this fella. Okay. And we will go talk to the cook because we want to pick up cooking as well.
How may I help?
I'd like to train in cooking. Yes, please. That was a whole silver. We've only got 7 silver, so we really have to be careful with what we're actually buying. Yeah, we'll pick up this recipe, so you can actually pick up
I will be with you.
recipes,
Illuminate your world.
and that allows you to cook things. So we learn this recipe, which allows us to cook the fish. That once we pick up fishing, we will have.
Vishnu Allah.
Apprentice herbalist. Yes. We can now pick up herbs
What brings you here?
The loon be with you.
and if we didn't really, if we didn't want to make money, we could go with alchemy, and that would actually allow us to make all sorts of awesome potions and the like. But since we really want to make money, I think we're going to go with skinning. As helpful as these potions are. It's a tricky one. I'll have to think about that. Alright, team. We're going to end the video here. It's been awesome. I love playing this game. So, I will see you all in the next episode. There's going to be no delay in me playing it. So, cheers guys. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that jazz down below. And I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you very much.